This episode of Now This Is Lit is brought to you by Audible. Check the link in the description to get your first Star Wars audiobook free. Everyone loves free things. Click that link. Do it. This show is also brought to you by our patrons. If you want to support the show in a different way, with just $1 a month, you can join our Patreon at patreon.com/StarWarsLitPod. You can get a sticker. You can get access to an exclusive show that we do every month that's wild and chaotic and fun and something you can only get by becoming a member of the Patreon. There'll be so many more perks very, very soon. But for now, do you want a sticker? Do you want a sticker that has a Now This Is Lit logo? Because it's fantastic and I love them. But I also want to give them away because there's just a stack of stickers on my desk. So if you want one, $1 a month. Patreon.com/StarWarsLitPod. A long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. You're listening to Now This Is Lit, a podcast about Star Wars books, the people who make them, and the readers who just can't get enough of them. I'm your host, Meg Dowell. I use she, her pronouns. And while this is still an episode of Now This Is Lit, it's a little bit different. For a while now, I've wanted to experiment with different formats of episodes, still talking about books, but also maybe talking about bigger things, deeper things, looking at the messages that these books are sending, the things we can take from them and apply to our real lives. You might remember, maybe not, I used to do a show called Starbird Dawn, and this was kind of the premise of that show. I would take a concept from Star Wars or a character or a story, and I would connect that to things that I was feeling or that we all might be feeling in the real world. And I want to try something like that, looking at things like hope and grief through the lens of Star Wars books. So that's the experiment that I'm subjecting you to today. Give it a listen, and if you like it, maybe I'll do more of these. Order 66 and its aftermath is probably one of the most tragic events documented in Star Wars history. See also the Great Disaster. Out of that tragedy, however, came one of the most important messages ever communicated to those who remained of the Jedi Order after the fall of the Republic. In time, a new hope will emerge. The Star Wars novel A New Dawn includes an additional line from Obi-Wan's hologram recording: "Stay strong. May the Force be with you." The book goes on to chronicle Kanan's journey from lost, hopeless man to becoming a Jedi with purpose after many years of believing he no longer had one. Ahsoka undergoes a similar journey in the novel Sharing Her Name, finding herself wandering aimlessly while also trying to hide from her past. Ahsoka's healing, her discovery of newfound direction in a struggling galaxy, is shown through the purification of 2 once devastated kyber crystals. The epilogue of Queen Shadow features an angry and reeling Sabe trying to process the sudden and unexplained death of Padme following the same catastrophic event. She is devastated, but she's also determined not to let someone else's legacy die with them. For all these characters, tragedy becomes a catalyst for positive change. It isn't that they had to suffer to become better, but instead that they emerged better equipped for survival despite what they endured. If 3 survivors of a galaxy-wide tragedy can face the aftermath of the worst moments in their lives and emerge stronger than before, can we, too, overcome the losses and tragedies that bring us to our knees? What does it take to find hope where none seems to linger? Selflessness, acting with the knowledge that your worst thing may be devastating, but someone else's is for them too. Bravery, a willingness to face the things that terrify and endanger us, no matter the cost. Community, finding support and purpose through those willing to accept and care for us. Kanan, Ahsoka, Sabe all took their grief and used it to better a broken galaxy. It wasn't fair that Kanan lost everything he cared for, that Ahsoka was betrayed by the institution she fought for, that Sabe was forced to mourn someone she had come to live for. But just because it's unfair doesn't mean it cannot be avenged. Injustice breeds revolution. Pain, anger, devastation, when used for good, are not barriers. They're tools. And how does suffering become fuel? Through hope for better things. If there is only one thing we take away from the stories of Star Wars, it must be that no matter how hopeless the present feels, hoping for a better future is the lifeline to reach for when giving up seems the simplest option. Hope can be found anywhere, in a person, whether living or gone, in a message, in an object, in the light of twin suns setting in the distance, in a memory, a feeling, a promise. The fastest way to lose a war is to lose our hope. The best way to guarantee an even worse future is to let ourselves believe light will never, in time, overcome the dark. We have to keep moving forward, fueled by our sorrow and anger and pain. There is no other path that will lead us out of suffering. The only way to heal is to think of the days to come, days when all of this is a memory, not one to be forgotten, but instead one to remind us how far we have come. Every hero has overcome tragedy. You do not have to be a hero, but you can follow the journey of one. We all can. We all must. If it is the only hope we have for survival, then it is, in fact, enough. Look at how, despite Kanan's and Ahsoka's and Sabe's stretches of mourning and questioning and unraveling, they all went on to fight for a better galaxy, for better lives. They all found hope in something. It was the thing that got them through. There is always a way through. It will not be easy, but it will also not be forever. There are brighter days beyond. A new hope will emerge. You will find it. I will find it. Stay strong. May the Force be with you. Now This Is Lit is part of the Faraway Fandom Network. It is produced by Devor Mondum and written, hosted, and edited by me. Jose Jimenez designed our podcast art. You can keep up with the show on our Substack at Now This Is Lit and find the show wherever you get your podcasts. There are many different ways to support the show, and you can find links to all of those in the show description. One of the newest ways is to subscribe to our Patreon for $1 a month. You can get a sticker, access to an exclusive show, and if we can get enough people to give $1 a month, eventually I might be able to hire an editor, which would be great. I love editing, but I need help. So feel free to give if you would like to, for that or for any other reason. If not, thank you for listening. It still matters, and I still care. For more book reviews and Star Wars Book Celebration, follow Star Wars Book Reviews on Instagram and TikTok.